Ever feel like like there's this hidden harmony to the universe, like a grand orchestra playing just beyond our senses?
Mm.
We'll get ready to dive deep because the source material you sent over
Yeah.
suggests that's not just some poetic idea.
Right.
It's a whole unseen world of divas and spiritual astral elements.
Wow.
We're talking Kingdom of the Gods,
Mhm.
to Livica's evolution,
Yeah.
even to Brotherhood of Divas and Man. Heavy stuff.
It is indeed. And your sources don't shy away from the profound implications. Right off the bat, they introduce the astral light.
Okay.
Not just as some airy concept, but as a plane of existence.
Right.
As real as the physical one.
Okay. So not just light, but a whole astral plane. What's the difference?
Think of it as a cosmic memory bank. Every thought, word, action, it's all recorded there. But here's where it gets really mind-blowing. The future is already present in the astral light, shaped by our collective thoughts and actions.
Wait, so like our thoughts right now are literally creating the future?
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
It does make you consider the weight of each choice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The sources make a distinction, though. Most people unconsciously create future events, often negative, just by dwelling on fears.
Right.
But sages Mahatmas, those who've mastered their minds, they consciously align their thoughts with divine law, shaping a more harmonious future.
So no more doom scrolling for me then.
Right?
But this recording of everything, does that mean the astral light is also full of, like, ghosts?
That's an interesting point. The sources do mention elementals and shades of departed beings residing within the astral light,
Huh?
but the focus is on the divas.
Ah, yes, the shining ones. Tell me what exactly are divas? I get this feeling of powerful beings, but what do they do all day?
Guiding evolution seems to be their main gig. Not just humanity, but all life. Imagine a divine spark, a monad, within every living thing, even tiny insects. Divas are like shepherds, ensuring these sparks evolve according to a grand plan.
Okay, hold on. I'm picturing angels with halos herding caterpillars.
Huh.
Is that anywhere close?
Not quite. The sources describe divas as colossal,
Yeah.
sometimes 30 to 60 feet tall,
Wow.
radiating colors that shift with their activity.
Okay.
More like cosmic conductors than shepherds, perhaps.
Whoa, that's a visual. Okay, so we've got this powerful astral plane recording everything.
Yeah.
Giant divas guiding evolution. It's starting to feel like a very organized universe.
That's because there ends an order, a hierarchy. The sources speak of the 7 Sephiroth,
Okay.
each representing a facet of the divine monad overseen by a mighty archangel.
Right.
It's like a chain of command with divine will flowing down, creating the blueprints for all life. Angels at each level then help manifest these forms into reality.
So from this grand divine will down to the smallest creature, everything's connected. It's kind of beautiful, actually. But I got to ask,
Yeah.
how does this manifesting actually work? Is it like magic?
The sources point to a trinity of forces, Fohat, the dynamic energy of creation,
Okay.
mind as the designer, and matter as the medium. Imagine a sculptor, mind, using their tools, Fohat, to shape clay, matter. It's not magic.
Right.
But the divine will expressing itself through these forces. It's a dance between the formless and the formed, with divas playing a crucial role in bringing those blueprints to life.
Yeah.
And that brings us back to this connection with humanity.
Okay.
The brotherhood of divas and man, as your sources put it.
Yeah, earlier we touched on how to connect with divas, shrines, offerings, that kind of thing.
Right.
But it feels deeper than just, hey, divas, nice job on that sunset.
Yeah.
What's the real point of connection?
It's about aligning ourselves with that divine symphony you mentioned at the start. Remember, our thoughts influence the astral light.
Right.
So cultivating reverence for life, recognizing the divine spark within everything, it's not just a feel-good sentiment. It's actively shaping a more harmonious future.
So like appreciating a flower isn't just about the flower.
Yeah.
It's contributing to the cosmic good vibes.
Right.
I can dig it. But does that mean I should be building shrines in my backyard?
Well,
What are some practical steps?
shrines are one way, but the inner journey is key. Your sources talk about moving from the personal to the impersonal.
Okay.
It's a gradual process of expanding our awareness, realizing we're not just separate individuals, but part of a vast interconnected whole.
Okay. Getting a bit abstract here. What does that impersonal awareness actually feel like?
Imagine the difference between focusing on my problems versus the well-being of everyone of the planet itself. It's a shift from me to we,
Yeah.
recognizing the divine spark not just within ourselves, but within all allele beings.
So the more we embody that oneness, the more we're in tune with the divas and the divine plan. It's like we're all playing our parts in this cosmic orchestra.
Exactly. And that brings us to another intriguing point.
Okay.
Divas themselves are evolving, guided by even higher intelligences. There's this concept of an ascended humanity, beings who've reached a certain level of spiritual development and now work alongside divas.
Wait, so humans can become divas? That's wild.
It's
What do these ascended humans actually do?
The sources are a bit vague on the specifics,
Okay.
but it points to this grand ladder of evolution. From the simplest life forms guided by divas,
Right.
all the way up to beings who've transcended human limitations and become part of that guiding force themselves.
It's like the ultimate promotion.
Yeah.
But it also makes you wonder, what's the point of all this evolution?
Right.
Where's it all heading?
That's a question for the ages. But the sources hint that the goal isn't just individual enlightenment.
Right.
It's about the evolution of consciousness itself.
Okay.
The manifestation of a divine plan that encompasses all of creation.
Wow. Talk about the big picture. Okay, so if I'm understanding this right,
Yeah.
by cultivating that oneness, that reverence for life, I'm not just chilling out. I'm actively contributing to this cosmic evolution. That's pretty empowering.
It is, and it highlights the profound responsibility we each hold.
Yeah.
Every thought, every action, it all ripples out, influencing the astral light shaping the future. It's a call to conscious co-creation, a partnership with the divas in manifesting a world aligned with the divine will.
Well, it definitely puts a new spin on my to-do list.
Yeah.
But this divine will,
Yeah.
how do we know what it actually is? Are we talking specific instructions or
Right.
more like general principles?
The sources emphasize harmony, balance, love.
Right.
These seem to be core principles of the divine will,
Okay.
but they also acknowledge the mystery.
Yeah.
We may not always grasp the full picture,
Right.
but by cultivating those qualities within ourselves, we become more attuned to the divine symphony, more receptive to its guidance.
So it's less about knowing the exact notes and more about playing our instruments in tune with the overall harmony.
Yeah.
I like that analogy.
It's a beautiful way to put it. And it reminds us that even amidst the complexities, there's a simple truth at the heart of it all. We're not alone. We're part of something vast and magnificent. And by aligning ourselves with the divine will, with the divas, we tap into a power and a purpose that transcends our limited human understanding.
Okay, so we've gone from this cosmic memory bank to giant divas to humans becoming divas.
Right.
The line officially blown.
Yeah.
But let's get practical again. If someone's feeling disconnected, lost even, how do they start tuning into this divine symphony?
The sources offer a beautiful starting point.
Okay.
Nature.
Yeah.
Spending time in nature, observing its cycles, appreciating its beauty.
Right.
It's a way to reconnect with those subtle energies, to feel that sense of oneness.
That's interesting. It's like nature's a more accessible doorway to the divine than trying to wrap our heads around all this cosmic stuff.
Exactly. It's about cultivating that childlike wonder, that awe and reverence for the world around us. And from that place of connection, we can begin to explore those more intentional practices. You mentioned earlier, the shrines, offerings, invocations.
It's like first you got to hear the music, then you can start learning the instrument.
A perfect analogy. And as we deepen our practice, our understanding, we become more attuned to the subtle guidance of the divas, to the whispers of the divine will.
Right.
It's a journey of awakening, of remembering who we truly are. Beings of light, co-creators of reality.
Yeah.
Partners with the divas in the unfolding of a magnificent cosmic plan.
Now, that's a thought to meditate on.
Yeah.
And speaking of meditation, our listeners are probably wondering, are there specific practices that help us connect with divas? Or is it all about that inner shift in perspective?
It's both, really. The inner shift is fundamental, that recognition of oneness, that reverence for all life. But from there, specific practices can amplify that connection, like fine-tuning an instrument.
So we're talking about things like creating those shrines, offering fresh flowers. Do the divas actually receive these offerings? Does it matter what kind of flowers I use?
The sources suggest it's less about the physical object and more about the intention behind it.
Right.
Think of it as a symbolic gesture, an act of devotion that strengthens the energetic link between you and the divas.
So it's like the thought counts more than the thread count of the fancy altar clock.
Exactly. And that same principle applies to invocations.
Okay.
The sources mention specific mantras and prayers, but they emphasize that the most powerful invocations come from the heart,
Right.
expressing sincere gratitude, reverence, and a desire to align with the divine will.
Okay, man. Starting to get a feel for this divine partnership. But honestly, sometimes life feels less like a divine dance and more like tripping over my own 2 feet. How do divas fit into those less than harmonious moments?
That's where that concept of karmic consequences comes in.
Okay.
The sources suggest that difficulties aren't random punishments,
Right.
but opportunities for growth, for learning, for realigning ourselves with the divine symphony.
So instead of blaming bad luck, I should be thanking the divas for the life lessons, even when it hurts.
It's not about masochism, but a shift in perspective. Imagine divas as compassionate coaches,
Okay.
nudging us back on track when we stray.
Right.
They see the bigger picture, the ultimate good that can arise from challenges.
Okay, I'm getting this image of a diva holding up a cosmic scorecard. Like,
Oh.
nice try, but you missed a note there.
Maybe not with the scorecard.
Yeah.
But the sources do suggest that divas can help us see ourselves more clearly,
Right.
recognize those limiting beliefs and patterns that create disharmony in our lives.
Yeah.
It's about being open to their guidance,
Yeah.
even when it's tough love.
So it's like, okay, divas, I'm listening. What wisdom do you have for me in this mess I've made?
Precisely. And that openness creates a space for grace,
Mm-hmm.
for miracles. Even the sources mention guardian angels of the home,
Right.
divas who specifically work with families, protecting them, helping raise children.
Wow.
It's a reminder that divas are involved even in the most mundane aspects of life.
That's actually really comforting. Like, even when I'm scrubbing crayon off the walls, there's this unseen support system cheering me on.
It's about remembering we're never truly alone.
Right.
And the more we cultivate that awareness, the more we'll experience those synchronicities, those moments where the universe seems to conspire in our favor. It's like learning to recognize the diva's fingerprints on our lives.
It's like they're dropping hints, little winks from the cosmos saying, hey, we're here. Keep going.
Exactly. And those hints can come in many forms.
Right.
A chance encounter, an inspiring idea, a sudden surge of strength when you need it most.
Yeah.
It's about paying attention, trusting your intuition, and being open to the magic that unfolds when we align ourselves with the divine symphony.
Well, this deep dive has definitely opened my ears to that symphony we've covered so much. The astral light divas guiding evolution, humans even becoming divas.
It's amazing, isn't it?
What's the one key takeaway you hope our listener walks away with?
I think it's the power of conscious co-creation. We're not just passive recipients of fate, but
Yeah.
active participants in shaping the future.
Yeah.
By cultivating reverence for life, aligning with the divine will, and partnering with the divas, we contribute to the unfolding of a more harmonious, beautiful world.
It's like we're all composers, adding our unique melodies to the grand symphony of creation.
Yes.
And those off-key moments, they're just opportunities to refine our playing, to become more masterful instruments in the divine orchestra.
Beautifully put. And remember, dear listener, even if you can't see them, there's a symphony of divine will playing all around you. Maybe all we need to do is listen.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep seeking, and keep playing your part in the divine symphony. You never know, you might just inspire a whole new movement.